Hello friends, I am Dr. Madhukar Jadhav. In previous lecture, we have studied regarding distance and elevation formula for the line of sight inclined upward and line of sight inclined downward. In this lecture, we are going to study regarding what is meant by analytic lens, then procedure for fieldwork in tachometry and procedure for fieldwork in tachometric contouring. So starting with analytic lens. Analytic lens is one of the important lens which is provided in every internal focusing telescope, and due to that the value of additive constant becomes 0. But it may be provided or may not be provided in external focusing telescope of a tachometer. So see, an additional convex lens called as analytic lens is provided in the external focusing telescope between the eyepiece and the object glass at a fixed distance from the latter to eliminate the additive constant f plus d in the distance formula, that is distance d is equal to ks plus c, where c is equal to f plus d is the additive constant. So to eliminate that or to make this constant 0, we are providing the additional convex lens called as analytic lens. And see, so this is original objective glass and this is the analytic lens which is provided in the telescope, and due to provision of this analytic lens, the value of f plus d becomes 0. Next slide. The other distances and the things remain same. So in order to simplify the calculations in tachometry, the analytic lens is occasionally placed in the internal focusing telescope, since the value of additive constant is only few centimeters, and that value can be neglected by providing this analytic lens. The value of the additive constant c, or we can say f plus d, can be made equal to 0 by bringing the apex g of the tachometric angle AGB into exact coincidence with the center of the instrument. So see, angle AGB into exact coincidence with the center of the instrument. So due to that, what will happen? The value of f plus d becomes 0. Exact coincidence with the center of the instrument. So due to this, d is equal to ks plus c formula becomes d is equal to ks plus c only, that is multiplying constant into staff intercept. And for inclined line of sight, the horizontal distance formula becomes d is equal to k into s into cos square theta, and vertical distance between instrument axis and the central hair v is equal to k into s into sine 2 theta upon 2, or this v can also be calculated if the distance is known by the formula v is equal to d into tan theta. Okay, so formula becomes like this, and due to this the calculation becomes fast. Next slide. Fieldwork in tachometry. Procedure. First of all, set up the instrument over the station selected and accurately level the instrument with reference to the altitude bubble. So whatever the leveling procedure which we have studied, the same procedure we have to use over here. Second one, set up the vernier of the vertical circle to the 0 with the altitude level at the center of its run. Measure the height of instrument, the vertical distance from the top of the peg to the center of the objective with a measuring tape accurately. Next step is, alternately the height may be found by keeping the stadia rod first in front of the telescope and reading through the objective glass. By any one of the method we can measure the height of instrument. Next slide. Third step. Now orient the instrument. Orientation means what we have studied in case of theodolite also and in case of a plane table also. So we have to orient the table towards the magnetic direction. Now orient the instrument, and this can be done with reference meridian, maybe say magnetic meridian or the true meridian. Generally with the magnetic meridian we can do the orientation. When the reference meridian is a magnetic meridian, set one of the vernier to 0 degree. As we know in theodolite, vernier A is there and vernier B is there. At vernier A 0 angle is there, and at vernier B 180 angle is there. So one vernier we have to keep 0 by revolving the telescope about its vertical axis by losing the lower plate clamping screw, and we have to turn it till the compass needle points toward the north direction. Okay. Fourth step is hold the staff on the benchmark. Okay. As we know, always we are holding the staff on the benchmark for the first reading and take the bearing of that line from instrument station towards the benchmark, and vertical angle to the top, bottom and axial here. Okay. These line of sights may be horizontal or may be inclined. So while sighting the benchmark, the line of sight may be horizontal or it may be inclined depending upon the position of staff and the position of instrument station. Okay. Next one. If any benchmark is not nearby the area to be surveyed, fly leveling may be carried out. Okay. To get the benchmark. Next slide. Fifth step. All the representative points under the command of the instrument station are located by taking the bearing and the vertical angle and the staff reading at top, middle and bottom here. At the same time we have to take the angles if there. Okay. Next reading. After all the representative points are located from the first station, a foresight at the second station, take the foresight at the second station and note down the bearing also. Vertical angle and the staff reading corresponding the top, bottom and the axial here may also taken. Next, shift the instrument to the second station. Set up the instrument at second station and center it properly, level it properly and measure the height of instrument as previously we have measured. Next step, take a backside to the first station. Also observe the bearing, vertical angle and the staff reading to the top, bottom and the axial reading. Then the next point is, as each station is sighted twice, to a value for the distance and elevation of the station are obtained which should be within permissible limit. Otherwise the work, or we can say the total work, is repeated. So this is in general process for the tachometric surveying. Next one, tachometric contouring. The main object of tachometric surveying is to get the contour map, and hence this is very important procedure how tachometric contouring is performed in the field. Now for this, in this method several radial lines are taken from point in the area or from the instrument station in the area. The direction of each line is noted, means from the instrument station to what angle these different radial lines are taken, that we have to note. On these lines at selected distances points are marked and levels are determined for that marked points. This method is ideally suited for hilly area where the ground is not plain or the ground is undulating one. Next, in case of hilly area, tachometric contouring method is very suitable. For this, the instrument known as a tachometer and the stadia rod is used, which determines the horizontal distances and elevation of the points. Next slide. So here this is the instrument station, and these are the radial lines we have taken at a particular horizontal angle. So this angle may be 30 degree, maybe 60 degree to the first line or to this first line. We have to take this 30, then 30, 30, 30, then 30, like this. Okay. So as shown in figure, tachometer is set up at a point approximately center of the area to be surveyed. Next, radial lines are set by making suitable angles. Then on each radial lines, staff readings are observed at different points. Suppose this is the first radial line. So first of all, we have to keep the staff over here, and we have to take the 3 staff here readings as well as vertical angle if any. Then we have to keep the staff here. Same procedure we have to repeat here, here, here. So one radial line is completed. Then second radial line, then third one, fourth one, and we have to close the horizon. We have to come to the first point again. Okay. Now when reading along all the radial lines have been observed, means field work is over. So after field work, horizontal distances and reduced levels of each points are calculated in the office by using formula D is equal to Ks plus C, and the V is calculated by the formula Ks into sine of 2 theta upon 2 when the analytic lens is used. And then by knowing the value of D, we know the horizontal distances, and by knowing the value of V, we can calculate the reduced levels of all points. Okay. So after field work, horizontal distances and the reduced levels of each points are computed, and then a contour map is plotted by using these reduced levels. So this is regarding field work in tachometry and tachometric contouring. So this is all about this lecture. Thank you.